Hey guys, welcome to Collagen 123.
Collagen 123. We said we were going to make this tape. John and Denise.
Hello.
Real quick, briefly, just so you know who we are aside from.
You might know us, you might not know
Maybe
us.
you do. I'm Dr. John Salisbury. I'm boarded in family medicine and also did primarily geriatrics and had a full year of nutrition when I was in medical school, which is pretty unusual for most medical schools, even American medical schools for today. And Denise DeMarco, who's got a
background in fashion design and illustration, and just stumbled upon collagen during COVID when I hadn't seen my sister in about 4 months, and then saw her and she looked so amazing. And the one thing and only thing she had done different was start taking collagen daily, and that's when I realized, wow, it can really help you age backwards if you do it right. So there's a lot of collagens out there, and we want to help you understand what's best and what you need to do.
Right.
Age
So
backwards with us.
we both started on a collagen supplement almost 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago now. And, you know, I'll get into the details of specifically what it's helped for us.
Yes.
But there's a lot of confusion, and we do a lot of our own homework on this stuff, and we don't just depend upon any one manufacturer telling us, oh, ours is the best, or yours is the best, or yours is terrible. And so decided to go into this a little bit more deeply and figure out, like, what really is it you should be taking if you want to optimize taking collagen.
Right.
So let's
Just
get
keep it light, just like
started.
we're at school. So, Dr. John, what is collagen?
So your body is made up of protein, fats, and carbohydrates and everything else. But collagen makes up 30% of all the protein that's in your body. Okay, so when we think about proteins are things like the muscle and bone and fibers and ligaments and your skin. In fact, the largest organ in your body is your skin. So collagen is the most abundant protein that we find in our body, and we find it, again, like I said, in connective tissues, and we also find it in organs like uterus and your gastrointestinal tract, your blood vessels, your heart, your intestinal lining.
It's really important.
And what about protein? So what's protein? Proteins are from a thing. I'm going to try to keep this like really simple.
keep
I'm
it
not
like
making you go to
simple.
college.
Kindergartner.
Haha, get it? Not making you go to college.
College.
Anyway, proteins are made of a thing called amino acids, and amino acids are small snippets of DNA in a specific sequence that then combine to form certain things. And I got to get up for a second because I forgot my little
I only
prop.
reminded you
And that's
17 times,
But
but
this
then I'm a
wouldn't-
neck.
But this wouldn't be.
Yes, if it was perfect.
This wouldn't be.
Where's Rope?
This
Where's
wouldn't
the
be
rope?
John and Denise if we didn't have a protein.
Okay.
So anyway, so I'm going to pretend that this
He's a
three
strand.
standard rope, which if you go and you look on a collagen molecule under a microscope, it's very similar looking to that.
Okay.
Okay, so, and I'm going to do something with this in a little while. Okay, so that's a collagen
Okay, so
molecule.
that's that.
Okay, so how many kinds of collagen are there?
Something like 25 to 28 or something like that. But the top three,
There
1, 2,
are
and 3 are the most
28
important.
kinds of collagen, and today we're going to talk about the most prevalent ones, which are types 1, 2,
3.
and 3.
Right.
Now, when we started looking at this, we were very, very surprised to find that type 1 collagen makes up 90% of all of your body's collagen. It's tightly packed, and it provides the structure for your skin, bones, tendons, ligaments, all the supporting stuff that is around the outside. Secondly, we have type 2. And this is a very elastic cartilage. And so we find it in ligaments, the discs. When you hear about somebody having a bulging disc or a torn meniscus or a rotator cuff injury, the cuff is lined with
Inflammation.
cartilage. Or if they have osteoarthritis. The problem with osteoarthritis or rheumatoid arthritis is that you've lost the collagen,
Type 2
and you'll hear doctors say, oh, you have bone on bone.
Right. So
Which-
the little squishy bits between the
All the
bone.
little squishy bits
is
is
type 2 collagen.
2 collagen.
Right.
Type 3 collagen is found in muscle tissue, in your artery walls. If you think about your arteries, are very elastic. They go kaboom, kaboom. They don't really go kaboom. But
In cartoons they do.
in cartoons they do. So
Let's keep it going.
let's keep it going here. So
Moving
what
on.
happens to
All right,
collagen as we age? You
But
lose
when you turn
about,
25, right?
well,
About
at
20,
30, at about age 30, you start
every
losing
year.
1% of your collagen per year.
So think about it.
And so what happens to the
60,
collagen is you're making it at a slower rate, You're still making collagen after 30, but you're making it at a slower
Slower.
rate. It's
That's why we
breaking
get
down more
wrinkles.
quickly.
Right, more wrinkles,
Then
sad
after
skin.
60, there's a great decline in collagen production overall, aside from losing collagen, and also during menopause. So
And it's also environmental. Like,
Right.
sun exposure, smoking,
Right.
drinking,
And I was going to
bad-
just get to that about the bad
eating
things.
habits. Yeah.
Perfect. You
Perfect.
You
There
led
you
me
go.
right in that.
But
So,
think of a chubby, plump little squishy baby, full of collagen.
right. So the bad things,
Older
the
lady,
biggest
not so
environmental bad things are ultraviolet light, going out in the sun, getting wrinkly,
Without
not wearing
sunscreen.
any kind
Very
of
bad,
sunscreen.
very bad.
Another thing, interestingly, is sugar.
Oh,
Because sugar binds to those little amino acid proteins that I told you all
Right.
about, and then they can't be made into anything, and so they're really
Oh
not
wow,
very
sugar and gut health, truly, and gut, lots of it goes back. That's another whole video. But gut
Well,
health
the
is
sugar's
huge,
another video
huge,
because
yeah.
I mean, people are also just as confused about sugar.
Gut bacteria. We'll do
So
another
that's
video on
not
that.
good. And smoking. Smoking is terrible for you because smoking reduces the amount of blood flow to your skin, to your tissues, and without good oxygen, it's very difficult for them to run very well.
Okay. So
Then there are a few diseases that cause you to lose collagen, and they're very, very rare, luckily. But you'll see also children who break. You'll see these YouTube videos, unfortunately, where these kids break like every bone in their body by the time they're 3 years old, and
what the hell is that about?
things like that.
That's something else. That's crazy.
So the next question people will very quickly ask when you start talking about this is, why can't I just get the collagen I need in the food that I eat? And well, you can get
just-
it,
yeah.
but it's
Probably not
you know, if I was to recommend a diet, I would say the Mediterranean diet, which is rich in a lot of the things you need, because you don't just need the amino acids to make new collagen. You need also a couple of things like zinc and
Copper.
vitamin C
Vitamin C
and
is huge.
copper
Vitamin C is
and
huge.
manganese. And so this was one of the other things that we discovered that some manufacturers aren't really telling you when you take their collagen product, that you, if you want this biochemical reaction to take place,
You need
you
the
need to have
vitamins.
the vitamins there, which work as what are called a coenzyme. You've also heard of coenzyme Q10. Again,
Can I just
another
put in
thing.
my
Yeah,
easy
go ahead,
for the
put in your 2
kindergartner?
cents.
Picture the vitamin C and those little vitamins, like little worker bees in your body.
Iced tea, by the way.
Like picture, so you take your
Looks
collagen,
like
and
one,
if you
right.
say, I'm taking it, but it's not doing anything. But if you're not taking vitamins to take that collagen and bring it to the joints and the ligaments and the parts of your body that needs the collagen, you're just gonna pee it out. So vitamins, a good multivitamin with all those that you just listed, and we could recommend some. Again, without the vitamins, you're just wasting your money.
Right.
Okay, carry on.
So a couple other ways of collagen are used. Just out of curiosity, they are used in the medical field for dermal fillers. Any of you who've
Yeah.
ever had Restylane or fillers? Fillers are hyaluronic acid, which is a component of collagen, and you're literally injecting collagen.
So if you take collagen supplement,
so-
you actually
so
extend
you
the
can
life
under-
of your fillers,
right.
fill in the little lines.
Well, it'll
it
certainly
really does plump yourself up.
It will naturally,
Yeah, naturally
fill
fill back
in
in.
some of the things.
Yeah.
They also use some collagen things for wound dressings where people have burns and terrible things. And,
Which leads me to the next point.
which leads you
I have a
to
ridiculous burn on my arm, and he
Right.
had some serious
Right.
oral surgery done. And the healing process was like 10 times faster than it would have been having not been taking collagen, because it just speeds up the cell growth. So
right.
it's
So
like
it's
a
really good
no-brainer.
for it's
so many things.
You got to figure that when you have wound healing, you have a thing called fibroblasts, and fibroblasts are formed with collagen and amino
To
acids.
quickly heal up the wound, right?
And that's I mean.
Yeah.
I could get into the story
Another
about
thing
my
too.
teeth.
But also the thing, I was supposed to have neck surgery. My neck looks like the spinal. It looks like a Jenga game. It's like so messed up from years of being bent over a drafting table working as a designer. And my rotator cuff was so shot. I was getting cortisone shots.
Yep, terrible.
Bam! I have no more pain.
And I started playing pickleball during COVID, and my
Icing
knees
his
hurt
knees
so
every
much.
night.
I'd come home every day and put bags of
There's
ice
a
on my
recliner over there
knees.
we never use.
And I'm a
anymore,
skeptic.
just
I'm
for
a
the
skeptic.
ice.
So Denise would literally go,
Shot. Here you
"Here,
go.
drink this,"
Shot.
and I'm not crazy still. I don't care. It's good for you, but I honestly, anything I've ever had that was good for you didn't taste good.
That's okay.
Um,
Next.
so briefly, let's go on
Keep
to
going.
the medical
What was it?
claims
Okay.
that the companies put out there. You're going to hear lots of claims about patents, and you're going to hear claims about studies that show this and studies such that. But let's, again, I want you to be educated about collagen. And the FDA does not require collagen supplements to be regulated or approved by them. They don't require specific studies. Whenever we want to do a scientific study, we want to do what's called a double-blinded study, where half the people are getting the real thing and half the people aren't getting the real thing. And if you look at these studies very, very closely, a lot of them are sponsored by the same people that want you to buy their product. So surprise, surprise, a lot of them come out and show. There are very legitimate, though, coming out more and more studies that are looking at collagen supplements. And again, this was partly why we're doing this, was that the vast majority of them are done with types 1 and 3, and some have types 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to go through that one last time here for you. Let me just grab my little summary here, because what I'm going to do here is just show you. So let's go through it briefly again, because we're at the 10-minute mark here.
Yeah, and the one thing when I tell people.
So this is, let's look at our collagen molecule. Okay, now what is the difference? You're going to hear the term hydrolyzed collagen, and there's going to be some people who are going to make it sound like there's only one hydrolyzed collagen on the planet. They're all hydrolyzed at this point, because otherwise you couldn't eat this whole rope. So here's what happens. Here's what happens when they hydrolyze something. The average collagen is made of glycine, hydroxyproline, and proline. Those are the 3 amino acids. So here's the 3 chains, okay? So here's what happens. As they hydrolyze, it breaks them down into, ultimately, 3 distinct amino acid chains, each of which is much more easily absorbed. Rather than trying to absorb this whole thing, these smaller ones are broken down to roughly, I don't know, anywhere from 100,000 times smaller than they were when they started, so they're absorbable. And it reaches a point, absorption, you're going to hear a lot of manufacturers talk about, oh, mine is absorbed better than yours is absorbed. They're all absorbed. It's a question of how fast they're all absorbed. But since we know that this takes 2 to 3 months for it to start to work anyway, does it really matter if it's absorbed in 5 minutes or 10 minutes?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't.
And maybe the volume that you have to take is more in some of the products. So we're going to go through it again. Type 1 is the most plentiful type of collagen.
Normally packaged with 3.
Well, it's usually 1 and 3. So why is it almost always 1 and 3? Because type 1 collagen comes from cows,
bovine, pigs,
goats,
and marine.
And marine.
Right.
Now,
So
marine collagen is primarily type 1 collagen. It's good if you have dietary restrictions, because again, you're getting all the benefit of your skin, tendons, bones, and ligaments and everything else with that. Type 2 comes primarily from chicken. There is some that comes from collagen from beef, but not very much. And
Type 2 is from poultry.
Well, type 2 is from both. You didn't know that, did you?
No.
Okay, that was another one of those myths that some companies like to put out there. But they don't generally split out the type 2 collagen when they're manufacturing type 1 and 3 collagen, which comes from skin, hair, bones. That's everything you want to know. And that's when you hear about bone broth. Bone broth is literally, you can boil it, you can make your own bone broth. You have to drink about 3 cups of it a day to get the equivalent of a couple tablespoons. Let's touch.
Okay, I was going to say something, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
I can say something. The difference between the 1 and 3 is much cheaper than the 2, because you picture the size of a cow, you're going to get a lot more collagen than a poultry. The collagen from a chicken comes from the sternum, which is about the size of my finger.
A sternum of a chicken is about that big.
It's like maybe 3-4 inches.
Okay, so
you
picture
need a
that
lot more chickens
versus
to make type 2,
Right.
which is why type 2 collagen is less readily available and more expensive.
So type 2 collagen is primarily found in your joints, and it's in your knees, and it's in your wrists. It provides the structure. It's also pretty flexible. Some studies have found that supplementing with all 3 types has improved joint health. There's one recent study on osteoarthritis and rheumatoid arthritis that have shown significant improvement in it. But that's we'll see how more of them come along. the only real type 2 collagen that we can find that's a quality product that we've been taking, and that's not exactly why we're doing this, but
No,
it's
no,
Modere.
it's Modere. It's
and
what I've saved
they
my
are
life.
made in the United States. It's non-GMO. It's harvested from organic chicken
It's,
sternums.
humanely processed.
It's
non-animal tested, non-GMO, non-soy, non.
Right.
What is the other one?
It's very good. It's
No
a very, very
chemicals.
good
Made in
product.
America.
Very good product. Then we
Yeah.
have type 3
Love it.
collagen, which kind of rides along. It's found in skin, muscles,
Which
blood
most people are
vessels,
taking the
large
which
hollow
bioproteins
organs.
powder,
And again,
or-
that's found generally with types 1 and 3. So I'm going to go through this
Yeah,
slowly.
real
One more
quickly.
type.
So just
Type 1 and 3 are
generally
found
packaged
in
powder,
a powder like this.
right? Which most people, when I say, "Are you taking collagen?" the first thing they say, "Oh yeah, I'm taking vital
Right,
proteins."
so-
However, vital proteins does nothing. Most of
Well,
it does a little bit. Doesn't do the.
not
It
as
doesn't
much.
do what the type 2 can do. So if
Right.
you're taking a powder protein, by all means, keep taking it because you want that for your hair,
Yes,
skin,
you
and
gotta
nails.
take type 1 and 3.
However, you need type 2, and Modere is type 2.
This is
and-
another,
and-
this is a
but however,
liquid.
all right, whatever. I was going to say something else, but
Okay,
but if you don't
let's
want the
finish with
powder,
type
yeah,
one
but you
and
don't right. So if you want types 1 and 3, we've narrowed down to companies that we feel are as good as the type 2 Modere. So if you're already taking our amazing type 2 Modere, but you still need to have a 1 and 3 to balance out the
Right.
perfect trifecta. Either go with a high quality American made, all natural
Right.
1 and 3, and we found a type 2 as well. I'm sorry, types 1 and 3 in liquid form that we found that we really like, that we can
Right.
connect you guys with a link that will save you a little bit of money on that.
And if you want to know how much to take, generally Vital Proteins suggests that you take like 2 scoops of this per day and put it in a smoothie.
Right, but let's just say, who has time for a smoothie? You could just
If
take
you don't
a
have a
teaspoon,
smoothie,
teaspoon of this,
a couple
bam,
teaspoons
tastes
of
like
that.
cherry juice, and that's terrible at all. But you know what? You need all 3 because
Right.
the whole thing is the perfect example. So if you're taking a lot of type 2 and you're expecting your hair and your nails to grow, they're going to do all right, but they're not going to do as good as if you add in the 1 and 3 with it.
Right.
And the same with the 1 and 3. The people that are taking the 1 and 3, which are people are taking vital proteins because it's all over Costco and BJ's and everywhere you go. It's like in your face. It's all my Nestle. It's got so much. It's all they talk about. So if they feel like it's a cool thing, I'm taking vital proteins. But those people are also not, probably a lot of them that I talk to are younger and they're more hip. They're working out. They don't realize that when you hit 40, 50, the little, the injury you got in your track in high school, and it's going to rain, my knee starts to throb. That is where you need the type 2 for your inflammation, bones and joints, and the stuff that makes you feel old. And that's where the type 2 is kicked.
So unfortunately, one of the things that we've both seen is that people that are only taking Vital
Right.
Proteins,
They think they're already
and
taking enough, and/or
people that are taking types 1 and 3, and they're taking it because they've heard it's good for their joints, are not getting the bang for the buck, and they take it for like 2 or 3 months,
like
and then the
summer,
thing
yeah.
sits on the shelf and they
Right.
stop taking.
Right.
Then there's people who take Modere and they want more skin and hair and nails, and they want their hair longer and they want their nails to grow faster, and it does. It will.
And then
It
stops.
actually
To a
does
point.
stimulate type 1
It
and
does.
3 collagen production, but you can
Not
stimulate something, but there has to be
it has to be there.
has to be there.
Right, like I have little bit of, I'm 56 years old.
Do you know what else is kind of like that?
Well,
Viagra's kind of
yeah,
like that.
you need to stimulate
You
it.
need-
But
you
you
can
still
take
need
it,
to have
but you still
something in
have to have
there to make
something.
it work. So
Anyway.
for me, I can't produce
We
estrogen
can't
without
get
estrogen.
too serious
So
about
that's what I'm saying.
this,
You can only produce so much type 2 with the 1
Right.
and 3 you're putting
And-
in
and-
if your body is so lacking so much. So like if the woman's in her 65, 70 years old, the type 2 is not going to generate enough 1 and 3 for her hair to start going. You need to supplement it with
Right.
another one.
And
So
the
what
other
we're trying
thing,
to say is you need
right.
a balance of
And the
both.
other supplement you need to be taking is a very good multivitamin
Yes,
with lots
which
of vitamin
I
C.
have one I could
zinc,
recommend.
Copper,
I love.
manganese. Most of them have a lot of that stuff in it. So you need to also be taking that at the same
Right.
time.
And if you are
wanna get
taking the
muscle.
type 2 collagen from me, the vitamins are already designed to work really well.
And I'm going to finish up here because we're coming up.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
So the way I want to
yes.
finish up on this is
Thank
to
you
say
for your
that
time.
like we're available. You can email
Reach
us.
out, message,
We'll talk
text,
about
call.
your individual thing, your individual problems, your individual medications and stuff that you're taking. And should
Yes.
you be taking this? Shouldn't you be
Yes.
taking that?
And Dr. John is very
we can
good at
send you
recommending some
links
stuff to
that you can
this.
get what I think and what I currently take as my type 1 and 3
And get a little
along with
discount
type 2.
along with that.
And patience.
have patience.
You have to give
Nothing
this
happens
90
overnight.
days before you've been losing collagen since you were 30, and you're losing it and not making it any faster. So it takes about as long as it takes for your hair to grow.
Right. I mean,
So-
think about that. Exactly. So, I mean, there's people that will be popping Advils all day, and they would rather do that than take a supplement that, when I tell you, from
Right.
both of our experiences, has been incredible. It really, why not?
Think
go
about it.
natural? Go
I
natural.
don't know if you've ever lost a fingernail. How long does it take to grow
Right.
back? It
I
takes,
lost my big
it
toe.
takes
It went
6
fast
months. It
when it
takes
grew
6
back.
months to grow back a
It grew back
fingernail.
faster than me, so.
And it will hopefully move back better. So
Yeah,
let's
so anyway.
finish up. Let's finish up here. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for listening.
Watch
to all
for
of
our
stuff.
other crazy videos where we
Yeah,
do
they're
have a
more
real
funny.
cocktail. They're
Yeah.
more fun.
This was more
But we
fun.
want this to be something you can watch and go back through and
If you have any questions,
any
message
questions,
us.
message us.
And also, again, like Dr. John can pull something together called a full script. So you could tell us, you could message out if you want to have a little consult with him separately, and let us know what medication you're taking, and he'll be able to tell you if what we're
Yep.
recommending works for that, and he can put a whole little package together for you, and you'll get a discount ordering the vitamins through Dr. John.
And I think it's happy hour.
And it might be happy
It
hour.
might be happy hour now.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
See ya.
Hope this helped. Cheers.